Tat Sat Parabrahmane Namaha. Dear Divine Selves, today I am going to put before you the quintessence of all Vedantic instruction aimed at Sadhyo Mukti, that is, immediate liberation, instant enlightenment. What is the secret of mukti, moksha, or enlightenment? How to become free in the ultimate sense of the term, where one becomes free from all limitations of time, space, and causation. Mukti, moksha, or liberation means attainment or realization of that which is not limited or conditioned or obstructed either by time or by space or by law of causation. So, how to know that supreme reality or that substance which is one, indivisible, non-dual, omniscient, omnipresent, almighty reality that transcends the realms of time, space, and causation? So, from today I have decided to give a series of discourses on Ashtavakragita for the English speaking audience. I have already given dozens and dozens, more than 50-60 discourses on Ashtavakragita for Hindi audience. But from today, I intend to give some discourses on Ashtavakragita for English speaking audience. So, I'll begin by revealing that supreme secret of self-realization or enlightenment or Sadhyo Mukti, immediate liberation. These are words. The goal is one and the same. The attainment is one and the same. The object is one and the same. That is attainment or realization of that supreme, unconditioned, unlimited, infinite substance which is all of all, which is all in all, which is all by all itself, in which everything appears, upon which everything appears, where everything of the phenomenal universe appears to exist. That supreme reality, the omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent reality, which is the innermost self of every jiva, has to be realized, experienced first hand, first person, if you want freedom absolute, love eternal, bliss infinite, which is the most intrinsic and abiding desire of all jivas. So this is the most fundamental question in the annals of human history, and that question is asked by none other than Emperor Janak. And Emperor Janak asks the enlightened master, the self-realized Guru Ashtavakra, as to what is the secret of knowledge. Knowledge here means enlightenment. What is the secret of this passion which is means of enlightenment? And what is the secret of mukti? So, the most fundamental question, essentially burning every moment in every jiva, has been asked by Janaka, and the self-realized enlightened master Ashtavakra answered that, O Emperor, O Janaka, if you want to become free, if you want to become dispassionate from the phenomenal universe of names and forms, and if you want to become awakened to your true self, your true reality, which frees you immediately, then you need to cultivate some of the very fundamental virtues within you. Yadi mukti mikshasi chetat vishayan vishavatyaja kshama arjavadaya tosha satyam piyushavad bhaja. O Janak, if you are true seeker, if you are sincere for liberation, if your burning desire for liberation is genuine and real and abiding, then you must cultivate these 6 virtues, qualities, disciplines, in yogic language, yamas and niyamas, do's and don'ts of a sincere seeker. Kshama arjavadaya tosha satyam piyushavad bhaja. Kshama, learn to forget and forgive, in simple terms. Learn to pardon, be kind. Kshama arjava. So the first quality a sincere seeker must cultivate within himself or herself is to learn to pardon. Don't get caught up in trivia. The second is arjavas is straightforwardness in word, thought and action. Integrity between word, thought and action. That is, you must have the capacity, you must have the discipline to speak only what you think, and you must also act upon only those things which you think and speak. There must be integrity and unity between your words, thoughts and action. Because if you speak something and think something else and act upon something different, then your entire personality becomes schizophrenic. And every human being in the analysis of human history is schizophrenic normally. They are not declared insane, they don't take refuge in mental asylums, and yet they speak something and their thoughts are totally different. And to show to others, they act in a different manner. So if you are a sincere seeker, you want to become enlightened, you want to become liberated, you want to become mukta, jivan mukta, then you must have this quality of arjavam, unity and integrity and oneness between your speech, thought and action. Because then alone your personality acquires the capacity to see the truth as it stands. Kshama arjava tosha. Daya means kindness, mercy, empathy, sympathy. I am using these terms loosely, but they are all related. You must have a sense of kindness towards anyone and everyone. Daya, a sense of kindness, a sense of love towards the fellow beings, towards the fellow creatures, allows your mind to get still, quieten, calm down. Because you don't have to show mercy to someone who is very loving to you, who is very kind to you, who is very disciplined, who is great, who is virtuous. No. There are people around you, and there would always be fellow humans or fellow creatures whose behavior, whose actions would be uncomfortable, unpalatable. Their words and speech would be irritating and agitating and unfavorable to you, and yet you need to forget them. You need to cultivate the quality of pardoning them, showing mercy to them. It is their ignorance under this spell of which they are doing something they ought not do. Therefore, don't waste your energy getting agitated, irritated, annoyed unnecessarily by trivia and trivial comments, trivial annoyances, because in that case your mind, your personality will continue to get hooked up to trivia, nonsense, passing, fleeting, unfathomable, unpalatable comments, attitudes and behaviors of others. Therefore, definitely empathy, sympathy, kindness, mercy to the suffering fellow humans or creatures, but even otherwise you have to have a stable mind to realize the true self, the nature of the self within yourself. Your mind must be quiet. Your mind must be protected from your mind must become agitation proof, irritation proof, disturbance proof. Because right now when I am speaking, the gas agency vehicle has come in the ashram and they are unloading cylinders. It's creating noise and I am getting it, and mind was trying to suggest something. Oh, it's so annoying, but immediately it came from within me. It's okay, they are doing their own job. They are doing their own job. For a few minutes they will create, or this palatable noise, irritation, but they will disappear. Why should? They are doing their own job. So, Kshama Aryavadaya. That kindness has to be there, not even mentally. I shouldn't think ill of anybody. Even mentally, if I think ill of them, anybody, anything that is happening, if somebody, at the beginning of this discourse, a crow was crying or creating too much of noise right here in the ashram. So I, for a moment, waited for maybe a minute, very hoarse noise of that crow, the voice. And then I realized, okay, this crow has its own life. This cylinder agency vehicle and the people have their own duties to perform. Why should everyone and everything be pleasant to me? There is never ever, even to the greatest of the emperors, you are going to find an atmosphere where everything would be according to your choice. There would be disturbance in the weather. An emperor can build a huge bungalow or building, but how can he or she stop snowfall, snowstorm, rainfall in the hilly states of Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh? Now from today it's going to rain, the weather has predicted, and there is going to be in the upper reaches of the mountains heavy rainfall, heavy snowfall. So can an emperor, howsoever mighty you are, I am explaining it because some of the small things that annoy you, think that, oh, I am so powerless, my house is small, I am not so rich, I am not so powerful. The point I am trying to press here is that howsoever powerful a human being you are the emperor, still there are going to be things around you which may not be as palatable, as sweet music to your ears as you would like it to be. Therefore, you need to cultivate these qualities of pardoning, excusing, showing mercy and kindness to others mentally. Even if physically they are not disturbing, you have to have this approach. Kshama Aryav, and then next one is Tosha, contentment. Discontentment is the mother of all agitation, irritation, and all mental illnesses, psychological disturbances that define the modern and postmodern human life are born out of discontentment. If you have a discontented life or you are discontented, your mind is always going to remain agitated, irritated, and restless. It is never ever going to settle in such a way. Settling means a peaceful mind, not annoyed, not irritated, not agitated, a calm and cool mind, thought-free mind, where the supreme reality is experienced, which we will see in next few minutes. Therefore, contentment, whatever I am possessing and whatever the circumstances have brought me up to, I must learn to live up to those situations, circumstances. I need not necessarily get disturbed at anything and everything that is not so favorable to me. Therefore, whatever I have, whatever riches, whatever money, whatever wealth, whatever honor, respect, dignity, or whatever I don't have, I don't have to get worked up and remain agitated about what I don't have. I am not so rich. I don't have such a big or beautiful ashram. I don't have so many. I am talking about the so-called sannyasis, renunciates. Forget about the ordinary garahastas, householders. They have millions and millions of desires and sense of deprivations. I don't have the modern SUV vehicle I wanted to buy. I have an ordinary car. I don't have a four-wheeler. I have only two-wheeler. And then those who have very costly vehicles, then they might begin, oh, my boss has his personal jet, private jet. Oh, my neighbor has chopper for private service. Oh, my friend has such a palatial bungalow, I don't have. I don't have so much of money to travel around the globe. So I am always disturbed, depressed, annoyed, agitated, irritated. I am not contented. Then I am not fit for embarking on the journey of self-realization or liberation or mukti. Because discontentment is never ever going to allow your mind to be peaceful, which is sine qua non, inevitable, unavoidable for self-realization and enlightenment and mukti, moksha. Kshama arjavadaya tosha satyam piyushavad bhaja. And the last, satyam. You must abide the path of truth. Truth in speech, truth in thought, truth in action. Satyam piyushavad bhaja. Unless and until you are true and truthful in your interpersonal behavior, in your thoughts, words and actions, in day-to-day life, in daily chores, every moment you feel like cheating somebody through lying, that crookedness of your behavior is going to stand as a rock wall which would not allow even a peep or a glimpse into that supreme reality, the Atman, the Brahman. No. These are primary and preliminary qualifications of a sincere seeker. An aspirant of God realization, Brahman realization and enlightenment must begin his or her spiritual quest and yogic journey by first cultivating these fundamental virtues, characteristics in your behavior in day-to-day life. Once you have ensured these things, then you are fit to embark on the journey of Sadhyo Mukti, immediate liberation, instant enlightenment, awakening to that transcendental reality which transcends the realms of time, space and causation. Now, I have introduced to you in brief the fundamental qualities of an aspirant, a seeker, a mumukshu, and once you have acquired these qualities, then how are you going to realize the true nature of yourself or the supreme reality of everything and everyone. There are various words I am not using at the moment. To realize that supreme truth, the supreme reality, the ultimate entity, whereby you become free immediately, you become enlightened towards the ultimate good, highest good. Mind the words. Self-realization or enlightenment. Enlightenment means jnana, knowledge of that supreme truth. That is what Janak asked in the beginning itself. Katham, the first verse itself. Katham jnanam prapnoti, katham muktir bhavesyati. Vairagyam cha katham praptam etad brohi mama prabho. So, the truth is one, what essentially he is asking, but using three things. How am I going to gain that knowledge? Katham jnanam avapnoti. That is, how am I going to be enlightened? And enlightenment or self-realization or moksha does need certain disciplines, mental, physical, to cultivate dispassion from this fleeting, mundane, ephemeral world of names and forms, unless and until you have certain degree of dispassion, averence in, if I may use the term, because it's so fleeting, it doesn't exist. The phenomenal world of names and forms, if to you is real, you are stuck and attached to it, then all Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all put together, even if they become your guru and instructors, you are not going to become enlightened, you are not going to get liberated. So certain degree of realization, not simply the guru is telling you that no, you have to become dispassionate. No, by your own experience of your own life, seeing the momentariness, the trivia of the sensual pleasures, the worldly glories, the physical riches that even the big industrialist rich people do have, how fleeting it is. Today they are most prosperous today, and the next day or next month or next year they become poor. There are millions of stories. It's happening every moment. Poor becoming rich, rich becoming poor. That is the healthy becoming sick and the sick becoming healthy. The happy becoming miserable, the miserable becoming happy. So this is the world of phenomenal world of names and forms, where everything is changing every moment. There is nothing real. Therefore, you must cultivate a sense of this passion. Only then you will be awakened, you will get enlightened to that supreme light, which is called liberation. In Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, Sadhya Mukti is the objective, not Krama Mukti. In the Bhakti tradition or maybe in the yogic traditions also, Krama Mukti, gradual liberation, and the science and the metaphysics of gradual liberation, slow step by step liberation or Mukti is prescribed. But here in Advaita Vedanta, if you are a true Advaita Vedanti, you are seeking Sadhyo Mukti, instant liberation by realizing that which is ever present within me, without me. Now, I am coming to the third verse which I am going to focus today. That which is within me, without me, that was, that is, that would be ever, everywhere, in every name and form. Mind the words. Now the great instruction of Ashtavakra has begun. To realize and to know that which is already liberated, which is ever free, which can never be conditioned or limited by anyone, anything. That knowledge and that attainment and accomplishment is the sole objective of Advaita Vedanta, that is called Sadhyo Mukti, Moksha, or Param Purushartha, the ultimate accomplishment, the ultimate goal, whereby you end up accomplishing everything. Krita Kritya, there nothing remains to be done or undone. By knowing that one supreme truth, you end up knowing everything. By acquiring, attaining and achieving that one supreme goal, you end up accomplishing, achieving, attaining everything else. There nothing remains to be acquired. So, now in third verse of first chapter of Ashtavakra Gita, the sage Ashtavakra, the enlightened master Ashtavakra, is revealing the truth in the first verse, that is the third verse itself. And we are going to practice Shravana Manan Nididhyasana, listening, contemplating and meditating on this third verse, which holds the secret of immediate liberation or enlightenment, whereby you attain cessation of all the sorrows and sufferings and attainment of permanent bliss, that is called moksha. Why are we seeking moksha? Why are we hankering after enlightenment? In fact, there is not a single jiva ever anywhere who is not seeking moksha. This is the greatest mystery. This is the thunderbolt declaration of Advaita Vedanta. Any rational mind, reasonable mind would see that every moment, every jiva is seeking by word, thought and action what? What is universal? What is common to all jivas? What is fundamental? What is so essential to every jiva? And that is what is the Vedantic philosophers declare, the sages and seers, the rishis declare, Atyantik dukkha nivritihi paramananda praptischa, that is moksha. Where moksha is not a word, moksha or liberation or mukti is not something, a state which is attained or realized after death. No. Moksha is ever present in your true nature. And that is what you observe the behavior of any jiva, even a squirrel, a mosquito, a cat, a dog, or a lion, or an elephant, a sage, a seer, a scientist, or a most ignoble criminal, all of them have one thing in common, and they are trying by their words, thoughts and action what? Atyantika dukkha nivratehe paramananda praptischa. In their own way, whatever limited understanding, knowledge they do have, they are trying to attain the state where cessation of all sorrows, atyantika dukkha nivratehe, any kind and every kind of sorrows, sufferings, mischiefs, fears, insecurities, That is dukkha. Fear is dukkha. Insecurity is dukkha. Suffering, anxiety, depression, deprivation, these are all in the one word dukkha. Atyantik dukkha nivritihi paramananda praptisya. Permanent cessation of all sorrows, sufferings, deprivations, and paramananda, that infinite bliss. The bliss that is not conditioned or obstructed or limited by time, space and causation, that is what each and every jiva is seeking, and in that sense never ever anywhere in the universe there has been a single jiva who is not astika, a believer in this sense, who is not a spiritual person or spiritual jiva, who is not seeking moksha. Each one of us, you try to investigate the behavior of every jiva around you, your friends, foes, in their own way. Each one of us, even if they are not believers, even if they don't go to temples or churches or mosques, in the heart of their hearts, in their thoughts, words and actions, in their own way, they are trying to make themselves free, get themselves free from the obstacles of sorrows, sufferings, anxieties, depressions. Have you ever seen a single jiva who is aspiring for, who is seeking sorrow, suffering, anxiety, tension, depression? None. Each one of us is seeking freedom from suffering, mukti, moksha from all anxieties, insecurity and fears. Moksha means literally freedom. Freedom in absolute sense. Independence from everything and every chain. Independence Day we celebrate on 15th August here in India. Political independence, very limited, finite. But that has its own value. It's a great value. Millions and millions of freedom fighters sacrifice their life to attain even this limited independence. But moksha is ultimate independence, the supreme freedom that one could enjoy uninhibited, where there would be no fear of any sorrow, suffering, birth, death, sickness or anxiety, and the infinite bliss which we are seeking, unhindered, unobstructed love, bliss and beauty we are seeking through our words, thoughts and action, that would be available to us in this, and that is the definition of Vedantic moksha, mukti, enlightenment. And in that sense, every jiva, whether Muslim or Christian, astic or nastic, sages, seers or a criminal, stupid, doesn't matter. Each one of us, every jiva is essentially astic, in the sense they are seeking that supreme state where one becomes free from the obstacles and limitations of time, space and causation. Desha kala vastu badha. Limitation is destroyed in that moksha. And that supreme truth is realized wherein lies the infinite ocean of love, bliss and beauty. Now here in third verse he is going to reveal how to get that sadhya mukti or moksha, wherein that cessation of all sorrows and sufferings is experienced and infinite bliss becomes available naturally. So in the third verse, our focus is on third verse today. But in one verse itself, I would try to expose before you, to reveal before you the treasure trove of self-realization. So Ashtavakra says, Ashtavakra says to Emperor Janak that if you really want liberation, if you want to become enlightened, then, O Janak, you have to do this. And what is this? In fact, this one verse and the instruction, the knowledge, the teaching that has been imparted in this one verse, the entire Vedantic literature is nothing but, one could say, exposition, explanation of this only. He has revealed everything that ought to be known, and for revelation, realization of that very supreme glory, all the scriptures have been written. So what is the science and technology of self-realization that Ashtavakra is imparting here in the third verse? It's here. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Na prithvi na jalam na agnir vayur daurnava bhavan esham sakshidam esham sakshidam chidrupam vidhi muktaye Chidrupam vidhimuktaye. The entire secret has been revealed in one verse. O Janak, you are neither earth, nor water, nor air, nor fire, nor ether. You are none of these five basic or great elements, Panchabhutas. You are neither of them nor conglomeration of them. So, first lesson is teaching and imparting is, O seeker, Janak is just a character. You are Janak. If you are interested in self-realization, you are Janak. So, he is telling you that first thing you need to do, which all of us have been doing, that know for sure that you are not Panchabhuta. What is Panchabhuta? Earth, water, fire, air and ether. These are the great elements, basic elements of which your body, mind and the entire universe is constituted. This first fundamental scientific reality you must know. The entire phenomenal universe of names and forms, including the oceans, the mountains, the sun, moon, the galaxies, the humans, the movable, the immovable, the animal kingdom, the plant life, anything and everything you call this universe and yourself, as even human body, is nothing but conglomeration and assemblies, a mixture of these five basic elements. So know for sure that you are none of them. You are not Panchabhutas. You are neither earth, nor water, nor fire, nor air, nor ether. This is the first lesson. Neither any of them, nor mixture of 1, 2, 3 or 5. You are know for sure, this first lesson, that you are not any of these basic elements. Na prithvi na jalam nagnir vayur daurnava bhavan esham sakshidam atmanam chidrupam vidhi muktaye. So it's natural that a student, a seeker would ask, if I am not this body, if I am not made of these five elements, then what I am? Esham sakshidam atmanam chidrupam vidhi muktaye. You are none of them, but you are witness. You are, and you are means the self. You are saying the self is, and you are witnessing self. I'll explain this. This is the most fundamental word here to understand the witness. You are none of the five elements, but Esham sakshidam atmanam. The Atman, that is you. Your Atman is witnessing self, or witness to all these basic elements whom you have identified as you, as yours. You are none of the five elements, but witness. Witness. Sakshi drashta. You are witness to them, and in order to attain that supreme independence called moksha or mukti, in order for sadhyo mukti or moksha that Janaka is seeking, if you are a sincere seeker, if you are seeking liberation, mukti, moksha, where cessation of all the sorrows and sufferings and permanent attainment of supreme bliss is realized, then know for sure that you are none of these basic elements, and you are witnessing self. If you want to become free, if you want to become mukta, then know for sure that you are witness to the basic five fundamental elements, and therefore you are embodiment of pure consciousness alone. That pure consciousness alone is witness. And that pure consciousness alone is called self or Atman or supreme reality. They are different words for explanation. So what you are not and what you are, very simple. This alone is the ultimate glory you can achieve with. The entire realm of scriptures, Vedantic scriptures, millions and millions, just try to explain this alone, that you are not this. I am going to simplify it, what he has explained. Know for sure that you are not this body, not this deha, not this sharira, nor any of the sharira, the bodies you see outside you. All bodies constitute basic five elements, and you are not made of them. Essentially, in your true nature, in fact, if you want liberation, you want mukti, sadhyo mukti, know for sure that you are means your Atman, your self is, that is, in your essential nature, in your true personality, not somewhere else. Neither your personality, nor your Atman, nor Brahman is anywhere else other than right now, right here within you, without you, everywhere. So that supreme reality which is ever free is ever present within you as witnessing consciousness, as witness of all these five basic elements, which is of the nature of pure consciousness. In pure consciousness alone, this entire phenomenal universe of names and forms is mere appearance, superimposition. The reality doesn't exist in the names and forms. The reality is there in the substratum, substance and source, that is your Atman, which is witness of all these five elements. The revolutionary technique here, you will have to catch hold of that. He is not saying that you will have to go in transcendental meditation or trance to realize that supreme reality. You will have to go to Badrinath in the caves of the Himalaya. You have to do penance for 100 years. Then you would realize your true nature and then you will attain moksha. No, he is saying that you are none of these 5 elements. Why he is saying? Because every moment we are observing, we are seeing, we are behaving, our interpersonal life is governed by this belief that I am made of these 5 elements. This body, I am this body, I am mind. The physical, gross body, the subtle body also, the mind, intellect. These are all made of these inert, insubstantial, unreal, basic 5 elements. But every moment I am seeing something, either earth or water, fire or air. If nothing I am witnessing, then ether. This sky is ever available to me. The emptiness here. This is ether. It's a matter, physical matter. So I am not witnessing. The one who is witnessing the 5 elements is, I am none of these 5 elements, but the one who is available. The act of witnessing is happening this is the catchword. You have to get hold of it profoundly, deeply. You have to understand it. Why and how the instant self-realization happens? Because this act of witnessing, observing, experiencing these 5 elements is happening in every way with everyone. The most stupid one, the one who can't even read or write or understand anything, who doesn't know any language, the most stupefied or most sinful or the criminal or the most enlightened one, the greatest scientist, each one of us is a witness to these 5 elements and the play of these 5 elements. Your life or this universe or this world, the so-called life, good, bad, ugly, is nothing but play of the 5 elements. Whether you are seeing beautiful woman or a very handsome, attractive man, if you are seeing the beauty of snow-capped Himalayan mountains these days, or you are seeing a ferocious charging tiger or lion, these are all nothing. If you are seeing hundreds of very devoted, lovely disciples of yours or friends of you coming to hug you, love you, coming to greet you, to prostrate at your feet, it's pleasing. But there are maybe hundreds of enemies who are coming for emperor to attack you, to snatch your empire. In all these stories, plays, they are stories, they are not stories created by the mind. These are all plays of the 5 elements on the stage of this mind, and through mind it's happening. Therefore, you have to know for sure this, and you have to cut off yourself from this story. What is the story? That I am the body made of the 5 elements, so cut it off. I am none of these elements, neither earth, nor water, nor fire, nor air, nor ether, or all the substances made of them. I have nothing to do. But right now, right here, I am witnessing, I am seeing, I am observing, I am experiencing the entire phenomenal universe of names and forms which are made of these 5 elements. The witness within me is that supreme reality, that is my ultimate truth, that is my Atman, and which is essentially of the nature of pure consciousness. Infinite non-dual consciousness is my nature. Know for sure that, again I am repeating so that it sips deep within you and begins to radiate. That is why you have to listen 100 times one truth and meditate 1,000 times on the same truth, and then practice nididhyasana and samadhi for infinity. So, just so simple, so straight, nothing else. Know for sure that you are not the Panchabhutas, earth, water, air, fire, ether, but witness. And that witness is ever present. This is the revolutionary message. That tell me, what point of life, even if you are a stupid or the great scientist, at any point of time, no jiva loses his or her or its capacity to witness this physical world, to observe, to experience this physical world. In that observing, that witnessing, in that experiencing, lies the self-realization, lies the mukti. That now I will simplify it. So that which is ever free, ever mukta, you are seeking mukti, moksha, that is that supreme truth which is conditioned neither by time, nor by space, nor by law of causation. Then that supreme reality which is absolutely free, always mukta, that is the witness within you right now. The witnessed is false. So far in the state of ignorance, you have identified with, witnessed, experienced. That is the phenomenal universe of objectivity. That is 5 basic elements. Now negate it. You are not and you have nothing to do with these basic 5 elements. That is drishya. Every moment you are seeing, observing, experiencing something, even if not in gross world through physical 5 outgoing senses, then mentally there is the subtle world. The subtle jiva, sukshma sharira is experiencing the thoughts, the memories, the future projections. They too are false. They too are made, the mind too is made of these 5 basic elements. So that mental images which are running every moment, popping up every moment, or the physical world we are observing through our 5 outgoing senses, these are all false, imaginary, illusory. But the one who is observing, the observer within me, the experiencer within me, the witness within me is the supreme reality. That is my Atman. That is of the nature of pure consciousness. Pure consciousness means non-dual, indivisible consciousness. Pragyana, prakrishta jnana. The consciousness is in its pristine, pure state, never ever divided. It remains one non-dual supreme reality. That is called Atman. That alone is called Brahman. That alone is my ultimate abode or true nature. That I am. By knowing this alone, you become free. And what do you need to do? Nothing. Those simple things, some of the disciplines you have to cultivate, and then you have to know that, now I'll use certain different simple terms, that I am not drishya but drashta. Every moment in perception of every scene, there is a seer. So disidentify yourself with the scene, but re-identify, rediscover the seer. You are not the scene but the seer. Discover the seer. You are not that which is experienced, but you are the experiencer, one non-dual experiencer. You are not the witnessed, but witnessing consciousness. The witnessed is this world of Panchabhutas, names and forms, which is illusory. And the world of five basic elements is changing every moment. It is every jiva or object appearing as jiva or Panchabhuta or Bhuta is every moment subject to law of time, space and causation. But the witnessing consciousness within me, the Atman within me, the Chaitanya within me, the pure consciousness within me, which is ever present in every experience, there must be some observer, some experiencer, some witness. That witness is the Atman, that witness is Brahman, that I am, that is my supreme reality, that is ultimate truth. And in that Atman, in that Chaitanya Tattva, there is no limitation. That pure consciousness or witnessing consciousness which is available every moment you are witnessing or experiencing or doing something, that experiencer, that witness, the seer is right now. Now see the revolutionary, right now that Godhood, that Brahmanhood or the Paramatmanhood is caught hold indirectly. How? I am witnessing, I am observing, I am experiencing something, some object. So search for the experiencer, focus on the experiencer, identify with the experiencer, not experienced or object of experience. Identify with the witness, witnessing consciousness, not that is witness. Disidentify with the witnessed and re-identify with the witness. Disidentify with the object of experience and re-identify yourself with the experiencer eternal. Disidentify, and entangle, detach yourself with the seen, drishya, and re-identify yourself with the seer eternal. The seer is eternal, the seer is universal, the seer is free from birth and death, the seer is free from all blemishes, fears and insecurities. That is Atman and Brahman, that is my true nature. It was never ever absent. It is not that I have to go anywhere, beg from anybody else, who have to seek or acquire or buy. No, that supreme reality, that Brahman which is ever free, which alone is capable of bringing the state of permanent cessation of sorrows, sufferings, fears and insecurities, and permanent bliss, love and beauty that we are seeking. That is moksha. That is my nature. In my Atman, in my witness, in my drashta, in Sakshi Chaitanya, in my real personality which is never subject to birth and death, disease, decay, nothing can touch me. I am always unattached. The one last thing needs a little bit of explanation is when Ashtavakra is using the term witnessing consciousness. Witnessing consciousness is never, there is a vast difference between the ordinary term seer and witness. Take for example, I am seeing that Almira, or I am seeing a beautiful garden or park. I am seeing a criminal, or I am sitting here, suppose some person comes here, indulges in some wrong act, some violent act, it will affect me. So that drashta I am not. The witness is never ever affected by the objects or the acts it illumines. This is a very fundamental thing to catch. As against in this so-called real practical normal life, as seers, if I see a crime or exploitation or some dirty thing being done by somebody, I will get agitated, irritated, annoyed. And if I see something somebody who is noble human being doing great things, I'll become pleased, happy, elated. This is not how Atman behaves. Or this is, Atman is ever attached, ever unattached to the objects, experiences or the actions it illumines. And this Atman, my own Atman, the pure consciousness, the witnessing consciousness alone illumines every experience of mind, whether in waking state or dream state or sound sleep state. Every act of mine too is good, bad, ugly. Whatever actions I do, every single act is being illumined by the witnessing consciousness, the Atman, and yet the Atman is unattached. My good acts are not going to leave good impact on my Atman. They may leave good impact on my mind, but not Atman. My bad behavior, my ignoble thoughts or actions are not going to make my this Atman ignoble, depressed. No, it's ever unattached. To use this, Swami Chinmayanandaji uses a very beautiful word, relationless relationship between Atman and this world. Relationless, that is what he is trying to explain, as in the case of sun who illumines the entire universe, but sun doesn't get affected by the floods on this planet or the burning volcanic eruptions or rain or snowfall. Nothing affects. Similarly, the Atman, the witnessing consciousness, though illumines anything, everything, this is the source substance of everything, every act, every experience, and yet I as witnessing consciousness, I as pure consciousness am ever unattached. I am neither elated or depressed by good or bad actions or good or bad perceptions or experiences. I am in my own true nature, ever free, ever peaceful, ever blissful. Bliss is intrinsic and natural to me. I as embodiment of pure consciousness, I as witnessing consciousness am ever free. I am never ever going to be touched by the bondage or limitations of either time or space or causation or objects. I am ever free. I transcend the realm of time, space and causation. And all sorrows, sufferings, death, birth arises because of my identity and identification with this earth, water, air, fire, ether. So now I have known for sure that this was my ignorance. I am not neither earth nor fire nor water nor air nor ether. I am witness of all these things, and that witnessing consciousness, that witnessing self, that is of the nature of pure consciousness, not one consciousness, is ever available to me. That is called Sakshat Aparoksha Brahma Jnana. That is what is Sadhyu Mukti. I have come to know now that I am ever untainted, unattached, and therefore I am ever free. Nothing gross or subtle can touch me. I am ever free from all ailments, afflictions, fear, insecurities, as witnessing consciousness, as seer, as Sakshi Chaitanya. I am free. So know your true nature. Shift from the present state of your wrong knowledge that I am body, and know for sure that I am not the body. I am the illuminator of the body. I am the light of consciousness in the body and outside the body. All the universe and the bodies of the universe can't touch me. I alone illumine the entire phenomenal universe as I illumine my own body. And I am not limited. My capacity to illumine my personal experiences, my personal actions, my personal organs and senses is not limited to myself. Similarly, I illumine the sun and the moon and the galaxies. I am source, substance and substratum of everything, everyone, everywhere, ever. I am all in all. I am all of all. I am the supreme reality. I am Sacchidananda, absolute existence, pure consciousness, bliss infinity is my nature, and I am ever free. By knowing my true nature, I have come to know that I am ever free. I have never ever got tainted in my true nature. Nothing can touch me, nothing can afflict me. I am infinite ocean of love, infinite and limitless sky of beauty. I am ever flowing nectar of blessedness. I am all of all. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham.